We became friends first,
We fell in love and got married.
and now we're starting a family together.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. So today we're going to talk about 3 questions that we get asked all the time. 1, why doesn't Jordan wear her wedding ring? 2, where do we get the name Lawson from? And 3, is Jordan's last name Schroeder or Lloyd? We'll get to that later. But let's start with the wedding ring thing first. Do you want to take over for this?
Yes. Okay, so the wedding ring, I can only fit my 2 bands on my wedding band and my push ring. Yes, I made him buy me a push ring.
Please don't tell me there's another ring coming. Like, is there another ring coming? You know what I mean?
There's another type of ring that I do want, but I know I'm not going to get. But we won't go there.
We don't even wear all the rings we have now, so let's stay on topic.
So my engagement ring will not fit over my knuckle. I'm still, still got my baby weight on, and I can't fit it. I have tried and tried and tried.
That's why I let her explain this one.
Yeah, because he'll get killed for saying something wrong. But I can't fit it over my knuckle. That's the only reason why. I did before. I couldn't get these 2 bands on, but now I can. So I'm slowly deflating from the baby weight.
So that clears question number 1 up. Question 2 is, where did we get the name Lawson? Because I know in past episodes we always talked about Jeff Jordan and a J name. And I also wanted to thank you guys for all the names you guys wrote in after we did the baby reveal and things like that, because a lot of you were right on the money. You know, Jordan's not here, so I could kind of say my piece. I'm looking for a boy name with a J. I like the whole Jeff Jordan and J name. And we always had our favorite. I know you guys sent us a ton of names. I'll start with the one that I was really pushing for. I guess I'll just give it away now if you need a name for your child. I was pulling for Jonah. Jonah, I think, was my top one with the J thing. Jordan didn't like the J
I didn't like it at all. And really, my mom kept asking. She was like, do you guys have a name yet? I mean, we did not have a name until we saw him. And we had top 3.
Yeah, we had some in mind that we really liked, but we didn't share them with you guys. And a piece of advice, we're always exchanging advice here. We appreciate all the advice you guys give us. Here's a piece of advice. If you really like a name, don't tell anybody your name. That is a solid piece of advice if you're going to have a kid. Give them all like your 3rd, 4th, 5th names, because people are going to say, well, this is why I don't like this name, and this is why I don't like this name. So keep those names that you really like in your pocket. That's why we never revealed that we liked Lawson, and the other one was Lincoln. So it was between Lawson and Lincoln, and we were literally, I remember, we were sitting on the bed holding, and we had to sign the papers.
And Jeff was like, kept asking me, he goes, what do you think? And I was like, I think Lawson. And he's like, really? And then I'm like, wait, why? You think Lincoln? He's like, kind of. I'm like, oh, here we go again.
Because it's a tough, decision. You know what I mean? What if later on, I'm being ridiculous now, but you just had a child, you're like, what if I name him this, but I could have altered his life if I named him Lincoln?
That's what he kept telling me. I was like, we can't.
A lot goes in a name,
Well, he kept saying that. And I was like, this is too much right now. I just got cut open, leave me alone.
Wow.
But.
Well, we were with Lawson before I got cut open, so that's how we got to Lawson. And there's some discrepancy in how we got that name. Her sister, and I'm sorry to my sister-in-law, Allie, but I think her sister came up with the name Lawson. When I talked to my sister-in-law, Allie, because what's Janet to me?
Your sister-in-law.
So my sister-in-laws have a discrepancy of who came up with the name Lawson. I have to lean towards Jana a little bit on this one. Allie's going to be mad. They're coming into town for Thanksgiving in a couple weeks, so we're going to figure out who and why she thinks this.
I feel like Allie came up with Hudson because I remember being like, oh, I really like Hudson. Because I remember sitting at your parents' house on the couch, and Allie, we were giving them names that we liked, and I remember we said Lawson, and she goes, oh, I really like Lawson. Because I was like, yes, because Jeff, if Allie says something, Jeff's like, oh yeah, that's right. He goes with everything Allie says. And so since Allie said she liked Lawson, I was like, yes, I'm so happy she liked that name, because since she liked it, Jeff will like it.
What are you talking about, banana tree?
You do. He does. If Allie says
that was a new one. I never heard that one before, but
he does though.
Stuff it in your bag of.
If she says something, it's like he'll go with it. So I was like, oh, I'm so happy she liked Lawson. And then she said she liked Hudson and I liked Hudson. And he was like, oh, it's not bad. But I feel like if I would have said Hudson, he wouldn't have liked Hudson.
Okay, I like Jonah, so I don't know what she's talking about. Anyways, point number 3 is what your name is. Forget about all the other names. We landed on Lawson, and I love it. Now, what's your last name, Mrs.
Lloyd.
Yeah, Mrs.
I haven't
Lloyd.
changed
She
it.
hasn't changed her name. We went to the hospital, and
Jeff was bitter. Not bitter. Jeff wasn't happy about
listen,
it.
I don't like the adjectives that you jump in with all
Okay,
the time to
sorry.
describe the way I'm feeling. I try to talk about the baby, you just jump in with an adjective.
Okay, go.
I was feeling a little hurt and depressed. It's different than bitter, because bitter sounds aggressive. I was feeling a little let down because this is my first son. My name lives on through this child. You know, it's like all the fatherly things. I won't bore you with details. But we go in the room, and they're like, okay, this room's named Lloyd. And I'm like, why is it named Lloyd? And they're like, because that's the mother's name, so the baby has to wear the wristband Lawson Lloyd. And I was like,
I know.
I don't like
I
it.
did feel bad.
I don't like
he
it.
wasn't.
You know what I mean?
happy
So
about
it
that.
kind of like, it's kind of let down on that, which brings us to our point that we need to get this name changed and end this once and for all. And I'm going to tell you why we really didn't do it, because we're lazy. We procrastinate.
And I think I just, Jeff he's like, you need to change your name. And I think I got to the point, like, before Lawson was born, I was like, I have to change my name. We got to have the same last name on the birth certificate. Well, then,
By the way, which we don't even have because we didn't mail in the information yet to get Lawson's birth certificate. Bad parents.
Yeah.
Now we're going to look like bozos.
and
Which we're doing today.
yeah,
Put it on the list.
yeah. So Jeff's got his list of things that we need to do, and so
And at the top of it is changing, birth certificate, then changing her name.
and then so during whenever we were at the hospital, I don't know. I think during pregnancy and everything, I was just so consumed with that I was like, you know what? I'm going through all this stuff with pregnancy. I really don't care to change my name, and he didn't care either. So
By the way, you don't change your name when you're pregnant. You change it when you got married, which we did months before.
yeah, but I just didn't care. I was like, you know what? I don't think we've done anything traditional through this whole process. To be perfectly honest, the reason why I didn't do it is because I have so much stuff in my name in North Carolina. I have so much stuff in my name in California. My driver's license is in North Carolina. I got also all this stuff in North and California and
To be perfectly honest with you, I don't even know where to send the papers. So I know they told us at the courthouse we have to go back and look at our records, but along the lines of non-traditional, I don't know what, we're like so behind on, we didn't even send out like a baby announcement.
I know.
Our poor kid. We're going to take pictures after this. I swear we are going to take pictures after this. So there's going to be some pictures of baby Lawson and the family because we got to get those out at least for Christmas. But we're all about making things simple in our lives. Like we went to the courthouse and got married, which isn't so romantic, but we got it done. And we also stumbled upon this website. It's actually an app too. It's called Hitch Switch. And you just go in there, give them all your information. They take care of everything for you. They send out the paperwork. They mail you everything back with self-addressed envelopes for your passport, even for everything. So this is like your one-stop shop to get it all done. No excuses.
And that's right up our alley.
Right up her alley because she's the one who's going to be filling it out and sending the check in, which isn't expensive, by the way. What are you laughing about?
I don't know. You should be sending the check.
I'll send the check. You fill out the paperwork.
No, but it is. It's Jeff told me about the app, and I was like, oh my gosh, let's do it.
I mean, anything to make your life easier nowadays is the way to go. And this makes our life completely easy, and it gets a job done that we need change because we're not having another baby and having a room named Lloyd. Sorry, Mr. Lloyd, but it's Mr. Schroeder now. You know what I mean?
I know. I think it's time. I think we've almost been married a year, so it's probably about time I do switch it.
Usually switch it after one day, not 1 year, but we like to do things a little backwards.
Yeah, it was just too much, but now this is easy. So
All right, hopefully this made your guys' life easier. We cleared up the thing with the name, we cleared up the thing with the ring, and now we have no excuse to go get that name changed. So next time we'll be talking to you, you'll be talking to Mr. and Mrs. Schroeder.
Meet the Schroeders.
Boom. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.